In this video, we'll discuss the events that occurred in 2021 in Georgia, USA. Mariam Abdulrab was returning home after a work shift at a bar. She reached her house but did not have time to enter it. What happened to her caused a great resonance in society. Unfortunately, Mariam became one of those whose death forced the authorities to realize that the laws against some categories of people weren't harsh enough. Georgia passed Mariam's law even before the criminal appeared in court, and they closed this case just a few days ago. Mariam Abdulrab was a 27-year-old bartender who worked at the Reverie VR bar in Midtown Atlanta. Her colleagues and regulars loved her very much. Mariam was an outgoing person who could always keep up a conversation. That's how her best friend Alicia Kim described her. She is the most caring person in the world. She would literally give you the shirt off her back. She was a daughter, a younger and older sister, a girlfriend, our best friend. She was in the service industry, so she knew how waiters and bartenders live off tips too, so she's always been so generous with her own earnings. Mariam lived with her boyfriend, Jerry Antoine, in Chosewood Park, Atlanta. On August 13, 2021, she finished her night shift at about 5 a.m. and then drove home. She had to drive about 5 miles, and it was a route she knew well. Unfortunately, everything went wrong this time. When Mariam reached her house, another car pulled up behind her. She didn't have time to go inside. Someone abducted her in front of her boyfriend. Let's listen to Jerry Antoine's conversation with the 911 operator released by the Atlanta Police Department.
Hello, hey, I'm at 501 Burrow Street, and my girlfriend just got out of a car, and somebody just came and just kidnapped her and just left.
Did they kidnap her and left?
Somebody just left with my girlfriend.
Where are you located?
Oh my! I'm at 501 Burroughs. 501 Burrow Street.
Stuffy?
Yeah. They just left. He was in like a Ford Escort looking type of car.
What kind of car was he in? You said a Ford Escort. What color?
It was like a Jeep car. Like a Jeep.
So what? How did was she snatched? Was she?
Bro, she just pulled up, and then I heard somebody here earlier. Bro. Oh my God, my car is blocked in. What the? Oh my God. Bro.
Sir.
Bro.
Sir, I need you to stay with me for a second.
Bro, what the?
Sir, can you hear me? Or you?
Oh my God. Bro, I just watched her get kidnapped from in front of my house. What the? Oh
what is
my
your name?
God. My name is Jerry Antoine.
Jerry,
oh.
What is your
404-797-0374.
Was she forced into the car? Did she get in the car, or did she walk into the car?
Yes, I watched it all. I watched everything. He had a gun to her. I watched everything.
It was a
I
black
watched
SUV.
everything.
Hold on, Jerry. Hold on.
He had on a security shirt. Oh my God.
Jerry, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I need you to calm down as best you can. And I have a series of questions that I need to ask you. I need you to answer.
Yes.
Okay? I need you to answer them to the best of your ability. You understand me?
Yeah.
All right. You said that you saw your girlfriend get kidnapped by the driver of a black SUV-style vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes. It looked like a Ford Escape kind of car, like a small SUV. Because she just called me 5 minutes ago, and she said, well, I'm about to be here. And I heard her car pull up.
Hold on, Jerry.
And I hear a commotion outside.
Hold on, Jerry. Hold on. So she had a gun pointed to her?
Yes, I watched it all through my window in my front yard. He had a gun to her, and he forced her into a car. He had on a security shirt. What the f***?
All right, Jay. Where are you located? Are you in an apartment complex?
No, it's 501 Burrow Street, Southeast.
So this is a house?
It's a house.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So
and I have her location in my phone. I'm going to check it, like, period. I can check it.
So you're tracking her location from your phone, is that correct?
I'm loading it up right now. I don't know if she dropped it or not. I think it's in her car. I think she dropped it.
All right, Jerry. Well, we'll get a unit at the to you shortly, okay? We'll get a unit at the to you shortly, okay, Jerry?
Man, what the
All right, Jerry.
Yo.
Jerry, we'll get a unit at the to you soon as we can, okay?
Shortly after that call to 911, the police officers crowded the area where someone abducted Mariam. The authorities tried to take all necessary measures to solve this case because the chances of finding the girl decreased with every new minute. No one knew the criminals' motive or what they were up to. As it relates to motive and things like that, I don't know, Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. told reporters right after the incident. Mariam's best friend, Alicia Kim, wrote these words on one of her social network pages. "My best friend got kidnapped last night at her home in Grant Park. She's a bartender at Reverie and was a bartender at Mother and Church. If you've met her, you know she's an incredible human being. After her shift, she stopped by a gas station and someone followed her home, and as she was walking up to her door, she was taken. Please, if you saw her last night and have any videos, send them my way. If you see her in any vehicle, call the authorities." Detectives tried to identify the abductor. One of the versions was that Mariam was a random victim whom the perpetrator first saw at a gas station. Investigators were able to find CCTV footage that captured the moment of the abduction. The video shows Mariam reaching her house and getting out of the car. A moment later, another vehicle approached the house. The driver gets out, grabs Mariam, and leads her to the car. And then the car disappears, backing away. Everything happened in a matter of seconds, and it's terrifying. Mariam was practically at the door of her house when someone abducted her in such cold blood. While the police were talking to Mariam's boyfriend, 911 received 2 more phone calls from the same area. The woman told the operator that she heard at least 4 loud bangs, which she believed were gunshots. About 5 hours after Mariam's abduction, another man called 911 and provided crucial information. Let's listen to the recording of this call.
Atlanta 911, operator 7906. What's the address to your emergency?
I am actually at the corner of Lakewood Avenue Southeast and Terrace Way Southeast. I am walking in my neighborhood.
Lakewood Avenue Southeast and Terrace Way Southeast. You need
Correct.
police, fire, or an ambulance.
I think I may need both police and ambulance. I'm walking by. I see a woman face down
Okay, let me get you
near an
connected with
abandoned
EMS.
home.
Let me get you connected with EMS. Hold for one moment, sir. Don't hang up.
Oh, look. Hello?
EMS, what's the address of your emergency?
Atlanta Water Transfer. Call advised Lakewood Avenue Southeast and Terrace Way Southeast.
It's like an abandoned home at the corner. I don't know the exact address of it, but it's when you turn onto Terrace off of Lakewood Avenue, on the right side, if you're coming from, I guess, the interstate, it's near like an Exxon gas station, and right across the street from, I think, the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, and you said the house is across the street from the Boys and Girls Club, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's abandoned. It's boarded up.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Robert Dixon, Dixon.
Okay. Robert, tell me exactly what happened.
I'm walking my dog in the neighborhood. I actually live not too far from here off of Olive Street. And, Lord Jesus, I see a Caucasian woman face down near a mailbox. She is not moving. Looks lifeless. She has on black pants, some white checkered tennis shoes, white tube socks, and what appears to be like a gray tank top.
Okay. And are you with the patient now?
I'm near her. I have not touched her.
Okay. And how old is she?
I don't know. She might be like a teenager or early 20s. I can't. Her face is obscured by like weeds, and that's what makes me think she's deceased.
Okay. Is she awake?
No, not awake at all. I think
is she breathing?
I have not gotten that close to know.
Okay. Atlanta, I'm 924. Can we go ahead and start fire PD?
For nature unknown?
Yes.
Okay, I'm 7906.
Okay, sir. Okay, hold for 1 second.
She does not appear to be breathing, though. I do not see any chest going up and down, or even the back.
Okay, did you ever hear her talk or cry?
I did not.
Okay, hold for 1 second.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold for 1 second, sir.
Okay.
And can you direct the emergency crew to her?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Oh, my gosh. I see blood around her upper body and arms.
Okay, sir. Reassure her. Okay. Hold for 1 second. Is she breathing, sir?
No. Not that I can tell.
Hold for 1 second.
Lord, this is somebody's baby.
Okay, and please tell me, why does she look dead?
She is face down. Her face, her nostrils, and mouth are directly into the ground.
Okay.
I don't believe she'll be able to receive oxygen.
During a press conference on the same day, a police spokesman confirmed the worst fears of Mariam's family and friends.
Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr., Hampton, Division Commander for Criminal Investigation. When we got to that scene, we were able to locate an individual, a female, mid-20s, deceased on scene. And what we now believe that is the same female that was kidnapped from the 501 Burr Street. We are been in constant contact with the victim's family, and as you can imagine, this is extremely difficult for them, and so we absolutely have to send our condolences to them.
Unfortunately, Mariam had no chance to survive. The perpetrator fired several fatal shots at her. They found Mariam's body next to an abandoned house, just 1.5 miles from her home. During the same time, the police officers were chasing at high speed. The driver violated traffic rules and did not respond to the officers' demand to stop. The chase was over after the driver rammed another car. An ambulance took him and 2 passengers from the second car to the hospital. The driver, who was trying to escape from the police, was arrested after receiving medical attention. Investigators believed he was responsible for the abduction and death of Mariam Abdulrab. Mariam had her whole life ahead of her, but now her family and friends had to mourn her. In the wake of Mariam's death, friends, co-workers, and family members have spoken out, describing her as a kind-hearted person. "My daughter was the most peaceful and loving person. She did not deserve this," said her father, Khalid Abdulrab. Reverie VR Bar also took to Instagram to mourn the death of its employee. Sharing a photo of Mariam, the post said, "Our hearts are truly broken at the loss of a dear friend and family member. Mariam brought light to every single person she came in contact with and will forever be missed. We will be closed this weekend to grieve and savor our last moments with her. Please stay safe, y'all." Bar manager Dylan Knight said, Everyone looked forward to seeing Mariam at work on both sides of the bar. She had a huge heart and would go well out of her way to help out or provide for folks. The man police believed to be responsible for the abduction and death of Mariam Abdulrab was 27-year-old DeMarcus Brinkley. After 4 days at Wellstar Atlanta Medical Center, they booked Brinkley into the Fulton County Jail on 6 counts, including deprivation of life. According to the state Supreme Court ruling, as he fled from police, Brinkley allegedly told his mother that he did not want to pull over for police because he did not want to go back to prison. Brinkley had previously spent 7 years in prison. They released him less than a year before Mariam's death. In 2014, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of child molestation and received a 7-year prison sentence. According to court records, the police arrested Brinkley on suspicion of molesting a 7-year-old girl in 2012. In 2013, they found him on top of a naked 6-year-old girl. In 2015, he pleaded guilty to child molestation. During one of the court sessions, Brinkley's defense attorney told the judge that his client was one of 12 children. According to court records, he was removed from his mother's care by the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services when he was a teenager and placed into a residential treatment program for children with severe emotional and behavioral issues. He stopped going to school in the 9th grade. The defense attorney added that Brinkley also had a history of being abused by a stepfather. The state recommended Brinkley serve 15 years in prison, followed by 15 years on probation. Yet the court sentenced Brinkley to only 15 years, 7 behind bars and 8 on probation. He also had to register as a sex offender. That's when offenders are assigned levels 1, 2, or 3, depending on their risk level for reoffense. Level 1 means a low risk for reoffense. Level 2 is a moderate risk for reoffense. Level 3, or sexually dangerous predator, is a high risk for reoffense. While some states level sex offenders on the day of their sentencing, Georgia levels sex offenders after their release from prison. Thus, after his release from prison in 2020, Brinkley was supposed to register as a sex offender, but he never received a risk level assessment. That's why Ali Abdulrab, Mariam's brother, believed there were ways to avoid what happened to his sister. "What happened to my sister was preventable," Ali said. "It broke my family. She was just a ball of joy, and she always had a way of making anybody feel special. She was finally growing into the woman she wanted to be, and everyone around her saw that she was getting ready to live the life she wanted to live," Ali Abdulrab said. "It still doesn't seem real. It's still not easy to talk about." From judges in the court system to mental health counselors, Brinkley has encountered many state officials throughout his life. Ali Abdulrab believes his sister would still be alive today if any of them handled his prior convictions differently. Mariam's family has been pushing for changes to state laws to prevent similar crimes in the future. In May 2023, while DeMarcus Brinkley was still awaiting trial, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, signed into law a series of expanded restrictions for convicted sex offenders. House Bill 188, known as Mariam's Law, created better ways to track these individuals. The law requires sex offenders who have not received a risk level assessment to wear an ankle monitor. Once they receive their assessment, the most dangerous offenders must wear the monitor for the entire probation period. At the same time, lower-level offenders could have them removed if approved by the State Department of Community Supervision. "Love always wins," said her brother Ali Abdulrab. "The love Mariam left behind was a huge part of getting this law into place. It'll be a big part of preventing future crimes like Mariam's from happening. I see it saving lives." "There might be more DeMarcus Brinkleys out there," Ali said. "We don't want this to happen to anybody else." We immediately thought, why is this guy out walking around freely in the first place? And we hear he has a job working security. It's insane, Ali said. It kind of hurt even more knowing this guy slipped through the cracks in our system. DeMarcus Brinkley made a deal, pleading guilty to several charges during the trial in November 2023. On December 5, 2023, the court sentenced him to life imprisonment, with the possibility of parole after 30 years, plus another 15 years. Mariam's family was not satisfied with the verdict, which is, of course, unsurprising. A criminal with a long track record once again has a chance of leaving the prison walls someday. In a text message to Channel 2's Michael Seiden, Mariam's brother, Ali Abdulrab, addressed the plea deal between prosecutors and his sister's killer. "We weren't exactly happy about the results from the sentencing. After all this time of waiting for a trial, DeMarcus Brinkley decided to plead guilty for a sliver of hope that he may be granted parole one day after his life sentencing is served, 30 years plus 15. After hearing the details of everything he's done in court, they still let him have the one thing that would keep his time in prison a little more bearable. It's easy to blame the criminal in these scenarios, but the whole reason why my sister was murdered in the first place was because a judge in court didn't take the recommendation from the prosecution for his previous charges of sexually assaulting 2 children. The ruling in this recent case is all too familiar and seems like another story where the judge is only there to make everyone happy. More so, the criminal defense attorneys, who I'm sure are taking this home as a win. I understand that their duty is to promote fairness and justice for their clients, but at what cost? The criminal justice system, as I know it, is this perpetual cycle of unfairness and reconsideration, especially for the potential victims and the ones who suffer. Our family feels it is not fair for the children that this monster has hurt. Not fair for my sister, who had her whole life stolen from her. Mariam Abdulrab is more than just a number in a world of crime. She is a real person who had real family and friends that loved her so very much. The defendant will spend the rest of his life in prison and out of our community, where he has shown himself to be a grave danger to the public, District Attorney Fani Willis said in a statement. While nothing we do can restore Mariam's life that was so tragically stolen from her, her family and her friends, we hope the fact that her killer will spend the rest of this life paying for her murder brings some measure of solace.